Welcome to creating offset alignments. In this video, we're going to be creating offset alignments. There are usually at least 4 offset alignments you'll build for each curb ramp. Those are generally the saw cut line, the lip line, the top of the curb line, and the back of the curb line. Now, obviously, depending on the ramp case you're building, you may have more offset alignments to build. For this particular ramp, this is going to be a KC style blended transition. So we will also have the offset alignments at the back. So we have an additional 3 offset alignment lines to build. Those are going to be the back of the sidewalk, the top of the retaining curb, and the back of the retaining curb. So let's get started. I'm going to be building each offset alignment in this video for the sake of course continuity. However, once you see the difference between the first 3 offset alignments, you should be able to basically get the gist of the rest of how this video will be like. So I'm going to kind of try to do this, the first 3 in depth, and the last couple will be done as quickly as I can. What you want to do first is you want to select your Flowline alignment, which we built in video 1. And then you're going to come up here and in the Alignment Specific Tools tab in the Launchpad palette, you're going to hit this Offset Alignment. It's going to bring up a window. It's going to ask you what offset do you want to come from, which is our Flowline alignment. And then, like the other videos, I'm going to take out all of this stuff. And I'm going to put underbar and then whatever line I'm going to build. So if I'm going to build the lip, I'll type in lip. So let's do that. We'll type in lip. Now the lip is generally 2 feet away. It depends on the curb type that you're using. I'm going to use it at 2 feet away. And because our alignment is going this direction, we want the lip line on the right side of that. So we're going to have no offsets on the left. We're going to change that to 0. And we're going to have 1 offset on the right at 2 feet. So we're going to change the incremental offset on the right to 2 feet. So we have 1 offset line at 2 feet away. And then I changed this to standard. I prefer that style. And then I'm just going to hit OK. And you're going to see that offset line come in. Now we're not done. That was just our lip line. So now we're going to build the saw cut line, which is the other line on the right hand side. Make sure you select the correct line to come off of. So that's our flow line. I'm going to go back up here, Alignment Specific Tools, to the launch pad and hit Offset Alignment again. I'm going to come up here and type in saw cut. And then I'm going to put it at 4 feet away because it's 4 feet away from the flow line. And then I'm going to hit OK. So it's really kind of just that simple. Now we've got the right side taken care of. Now let's do the left. Now sometimes I come in here and I kind of look and try to get a hold of how close that is. It's never going to be the same. It's very rarely the same, I should say, on both sides. So I'm just going to start by a standard of 0.17. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight my alignment again. Going to hit the offset alignment again. I'm going to come up here and call it TC for top of curb. Now I have to change the side. Don't forget about that. So I'm going to change the number of offsets on the right to 0 because I don't want to build anything else in the road side. I want to build it on my sidewalk side. So I'm going to change it on the left side to 1, and I'm going to change it at 0.17. Okay, so let's see what comes in when we do that. And so if we're close, I'm just going to accept it. So it's close enough for me. What we want to look for is if it's past this yellow line, either on or past. You kind of want it a little bit farther than that because you're going to get a more accurate elevation along your profile if you're past this line on this side of it, on this side of the line. Of the yellow line. And then let's go up here and look over here. And we are on this side as well. that's what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it at the 0.17. And then now you're going to kind of have to scroll in to make sure you hit the right line. Don't hit that top of curb line or all your lines are going to kind of be messed up. So we're going to highlight the flow line again, and we're going to hit offset alignment again. We're going to change this to BOC, and we're going to change it to 0.67. So we want the back of the curb half a foot away from the top of the curb. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, and so that looks pretty good as well. Now we're kind of gonna, we need to match here and we need to match here. So it's never gonna be identical. So just kind of get, for now, we just kind of want to get an approximate distance. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit offset alignment again. And then if you look, I didn't hit escape and then select it. I just selected offset alignment again. So it's asking me which alignment. So I'm going to have to select the flow line again. You can see it's on the right line. I'm going to type in back a sidewalk, and we're still on the left side. So I'm going to do, we need at least a minimum of 6 feet in the back, not in the transition area. So we're not going to worry about the transition areas yet. Let's do, we need at least a minimum of 6 feet. So let's go 6.67. Oops, 67. So we have a minimum of 6 feet from the back of the curb, right? Remember, that's where your sidewalk measurement starts, is at the back of the curb. So we're going to go 6.67. If you want to go a little bit more to give yourself a buffer, feel free. We're going to hit OK. That created that line. Now you can see our sidewalk, our existing sidewalk between here and this green line right there is definitely not 6 feet. It's probably around 5 or 4, somewhere in there. And so we've got to mess with this transition at some point. We're not going to do that now. But you can see it's on both sides. You've got a deficient sidewalk here coming into this ramp. And so we'll have a transition area on both sides there. Now, generally, if I was to fix these lines now, that's generally what I would do, because I don't want to create another offset alignment off the flow line, especially if I have a retaining curb back here. I want the retaining curb to kind of mirror my back of sidewalk. So we'll do that in another video. For now, I think I'm going to leave it with just the back of the sidewalk, because we're going to actually transition this. And when I do that, I don't want to have the other 2 lines back here yet. Just know in the future, we're going to be adding a retaining curb back here. We're just not going to do it in this video. So tune into the next video, and the next video will be creating offset alignment profiles and offset alignment existing ground profiles. See you next time.